All right, welcome back. We are asked to find the derivative of these two functions, the first function, the second function. So when you look at this, you can see you have two things. First, you have square root, then you now have quadratic function. So what are you going to do? Definitely, you are going to use chain rule, where you have a composite of another function inside another function. So what we are going to do is, let's simplify this first. You said y equals 3x squared minus 4x plus 7 raised to power 1 out of 2, right? So this and this are the same. So now we have two functions. So we can say let y be equals to u power 1 over 2. So this u represents the quadratic function. So now say u 3x squared minus 4x plus 7. So what are we going to do? So we have to find the derivative of the two functions, then multiply them together, which is what the chain rule, states. Okay, so let's say the y, the u. So we are differentiating this in respect to u. We are going to have 1 over 2 u, then 1 out of 2 minus 1. So when we finish differentiating this, we are going to have 1 out of 2 u raised to power 1 over 2. That is the differential of this. Now let's talk about the second function, which is the u. We are going to differentiate it in respect to x. So we now have 2 times 3 is going to give us 6x. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So we now have 1 multiplied by -4, -4. So 1x minus x is 0. So x power 0 is 1. So if you don't know how to do this derivative, please go and watch my video. I explained how we get this. So now, to now apply our chain rule, which is the y, the x equals the y, the u multiplied by the u, the x. So what this simply means is that we have to use this to multiply this. So that will give us 1 over 2u raised to power -1 over 2, then multiply by 6x minus 4. Okay, so this I'm going to solve it here. Let me also use another marker. So this is the same thing as, let me rewrite it here, 1 over 2u raised to power -1 over 2 multiplied by 6x minus 4. So this will give us 6x minus 4, okay, and this is multiplied by u -1 over 2, then everything over 2. That is what this simply means. So we can use this to divide this. So you have 3x minus 2, then u minus 1 over 2. All right, so we can still simplify this to be 3x minus 2 over u 1 over 2. So this is the same thing as 3x minus 2 over square root of u, right? And we can easily simplify this to be 3x minus 2 over square root of what is u? U is 3x squared minus 4x, then plus 7. So that will be our answer for this question. So that is going to be our answer for this question. So let's go to the other question. So here we can see we have how many functions? We have square root, we have trigonometry, we also have quadratic. So we have 3 functions here. So let's see how we can squeeze in this from here. So I won't explain all these steps again, just apply it here direct. So we have y equals to, let's say u 1 over 2 for the entire thing. So let's say u equals to sine, let's say v, okay? Then we now say v equals to x squared plus 1, right? You can see the 3 functions, okay? So let's find the derivative. So the y, the u for this is going to give you 1 over 2 u raised to power 1 -1 over 2. It's just as the same as this. So let's talk about u. The u, the v will now give you sine v, we give you cos v, all right? If you don't know how to do trigonometry, also go and watch my video. I explained it there. So now let's now talk about the v dx. All right, for this. So this is going to give us 2x. So we are now going to multiply these three derivatives. So this is going to give us, I'm going to write it this way. This is going to give us the y, the x equals 1 over 2 u raised to power 1 over 2 multiplied by cos v multiplied by 2x. Okay? So we will now say 2x equals to 2x over 2 multiplied by negative 1 over 2 multiplied by cos v. All right? So remember, this is raised to power negative 1 over 2. So this will come to the denominator. And 2 will cancel 2. So you now have x multiplied by cos v over what? U raised to power 1 over 2. So this is what is going to give us. So we now have x cos, what is v? V is what? X squared plus 1. Then over square root of what? U. What is u? So what is u? This will now give us square root of sine x squared plus 1. And that is our derivative. So the y, the x will now be s cos x squared plus 1 over square root of sine x squared plus 1. And that is the derivative of this radical equation.